In the time before the Titans, before the gods of Olympus, a great battle was waged.
Hello there, Surfrom17 once again. This is my God of War Ascension Titan difficulty video walkthrough. This is Forearm of Apollo, and did they really need to put that overlay on the hood to show us that you can turn a crank? This is not the first God of War we've ever played, so we know that those things turn because that's all they do. It just seems so silly. But now that we've got the Orcos clone ability, that needs to be upgraded as quickly as you can get it to level 2, because then it'll regenerate quicker. And it does more damage, and you can spam it more. And like I say, it's one of the most overpowered moves in the game, and it's going to come in real handy when you get to the Trial of Archimedes. Bit more damage, and I cannot stress how useful that ability is, and it's going to come in real handy on the Trial of Archimedes because it can literally win that fight for you, and it's unbelievably useful. And I think a lot of the people struggling on that section have just not used the Orcos ability, but that is the maximum life you're going to get in the game just there. We've got maximum magic now. Everything is every white chest we come across is going to give us currency to spend more upgrades, which is really good news, and hopefully we'll be as powerful as we can be and get our blades up to the maximum level. But I don't think there's anything too strenuous in this section except for the flame fight coming up. This fight right here is a simple one. All of these guys do not have armor, so you can throw them, and you can also throw them off the edge. That is the clone, the Orcos, the Oath Stone of Orcos right there. It is essentially a handful. I don't know how long it is. I think it's like 30 seconds the clone goes out and beats shit up, or he gets a set amount of attacks that it does before it disappears. It's just unbelievably useful, and as soon as it recharges you want to cast it again. A couple of things to bear in mind though: it does have quite a large casting time, and there are recovery frames from coming away from it, so you can get hurt while you're casting, so make sure you intelligently do it, or you'll just take unnecessary damage, which you're probably going to see me do throughout the guide, because sometimes I just don't play that smart. I just, balls to the wall, try and get it done, and this game definitely rewards a methodical approach. It always has. And like, the players, the fans of the game are giving it mixed reviews, which I don't mind at all, because I think the people who have invested a lot of time in this series, I think they're the people that understand the flaws and understand what has changed and what is different, and they have a lot of valid points. A lot of the stuff that the critics are saying about the game is just pandering to a completely different audience, and the complaints that they're giving it are completely unjustified, I think. But it is opinion, it is very subjective, everyone's going to have their own one. Not everybody's going to agree, that's the joy of it. But now we can get some magic back, just in case we need it. And once again, the chests on Titan difficulty, or on the hardest difficulty, do not give you a full heal or a full magic replenishment, which I've never been the biggest fan of. Because, if there's going to be a chest, make it do its job. That's kind of how I view that stuff. Here is a little bit of light puzzling, in as much as using the Orcos stone to weigh down this seesaw bridge so that we can climb up there. And it's just a nice little change of pace, because the fight coming up is an interesting one, because there's environmental hazards, there is a lot of enemies, and there's those hammer guys which are not that bad actually until they start spamming magic, and when they start spamming magic they become a nuisance, and you have to make sure you have either yourself or the clone on one of the plates, or the machine doesn't move, and I think that's the trickiest part actually. But back into a familiar area, and now we have a Cerberus, and we have the little dog things. And there's an Amazonian lady, so with the looks of this, I'm going to be kicking the pups as much as I can towards the Cerberus guy. You'll notice I'm going to move towards the bottom right, because if I can lure that Amazonian lady over here, I can probably knock her over the edge again, which would be super useful. This bullshit, watch this. You see that? It does it again, the same dog. Watch. Look at it! And it gets me now, I think it jumps on me. Oh, what a bastard. That's the second time I've broke that thing's neck, and it's still alive. God, so bad. That is just terrible right there. No excuse for that. But the music's great, so I don't mind. Kick it off the cliff. See you later, bro. Oh no, get off the cliff. Oh, never mind, it's going to lose its mouth. Look at this, is bullshit. It did it again. Why, game? Why do you do that? Oh, it's so bad. Just, we've gone through the entire game and we've not had that happen once. That never happened to me on hard. I don't understand it at all. And right now, because we're over here, the Cerberus is just chilling out off camera. I think he's, you know, having some nibbles or something, which is useful because it enables you to get rid of everything and then focus on him. And look at that. How uninspiring is that? Come on, guys. This is God of War. We expect more. So there's the clone of Orcos. There he is beating up the Cerberus guy. There's that stupid shockwave it does. And there's him being frozen. So that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to counter it, we're going to freeze it, and we're going to use the clone against it. And this thing's going to die significantly faster than the one we fought earlier. That is me doing some terrible parries right there. That's better, thankfully. There's the stun. I'm probably going to freeze it in the stun now that we've got the rage meter up. There's another parry. Couple of quick hits. There's me trying to parry a move that I don't think you can parry. There's me freezing him. More Orcos clones, just pummeling him, and there he is. So, I wish that other one had died that quickly, but we're a significantly stronger fighter now, so it does make sense in the end. But this is another Ouroboros puzzle, where we have to join the chain in such a fashion that we can climb up. But there's a couple of chests over here, and this is the last time you're going to be moving through this section, so feel free to use them. And as you can see, there's another magic replenishment, so if you just want to make these fights as quick as possible, spam the magic and it will just lay waste. Absolute destruction. Well, this is me. One thing I don't like about this game is the detection on this mechanic. Sometimes it just feels so unpolished, it's unbelievable. Like, Kratos will lock onto things when you do it, and it just doesn't feel responsive. It doesn't feel as punchy as it should have done. And one thing that this series has always done well is that punchiness, and it just doesn't have it with that amulet. That is an extremely confident crow as well that sat there. Yeah, there's no way you get that close to a crow in real life. The buggers just fly off. They assume everything is a threat, and that's the reason that they stay alive. But this is the challenging room. On a base level, all you need to do is get to the top and then kill everything. So you could just hold block if you wanted to. You just need to make sure that the Orcos clone is always on a plate, because if he is, it's always moving, and then you can stand in the middle blocking and just wait until you get to the top and then start dealing some damage. I'm going to be using magic on this strategy, guys, mainly because I just don't like this fight. This is one of those fights that just seems extremely unnecessary. And it's not as, that hard of a fight. These guys don't have, these guys do have armor, so you can't just spam the throw, but you can parry them, and parrying the kick is very easy to do. I was just doing a passive approach here. And look at that, it's a fire guy as well. They had to make him the worst elemental one, because he does that move that chases you. The Orcos clone is off, so we need to step on one of these plates and drop one. I'm trying to roll through fire, and it's just not working. It's fiddly, this moment. It's a very fiddly section. That's me spamming the magic there to get out of the stun from the stupid ground pillar thing. Not a fan of that move at all. This is me standing on the other plate blocking, getting away from the fire. Like, sometimes he can be really passive, the hammer guy, but if he starts doing that ground nonsense, it just makes a really awkward encounter, and it's completely intentional giving him that. If he was any other element, this would not even be an issue, this fight, because the other elements don't have any real range attacks. It's just this dude and his bullshit lava pillars. But the Orcos clone's gone again, so drop another one. And just get to the top. As soon as you get to the top, the lift secures itself, and then you can just fight them as normal. There's another magic spell to try and thin them out, try and break some armor. Bounce him a little bit. That's him spamming his triple pillar thing. There's another magic spell. In the ideal situation, you want the big hammer guy to die. And if he doesn't die, you want these guys to have no armor. And you'll notice they don't anymore, so we can just start chucking them at him. And hopefully this will be over before it's had a chance to really begin. And as soon as you come out of this area, you know they're going to give you a life chest and a magic chest. So you don't have to perform amazingly on this sequence to get past it. And once you are past it, sorry, you're going to be fine, because the game is really kind that way. And even if it doesn't give you chests, as long as it checkpoints, if you die, you will come back with full life and full magic. It's an interesting system. I prefer it over, you know, reviving you with the same health, because it just means that it makes for much more comfortable checkpoints. And a game that could have definitely benefited from this is Ninja Gaiden 3, because the only time that game is even remotely challenging is either when it's been cheap or when you have 1/3 of the life bar you're supposed to have, all because you've gone through a gauntlet of fights and it hasn't come back. It's an interesting choice. Castlevania Lord of Shadows was the same. You know, you died at a checkpoint and you came back with the same life, and you never ever got your life to be recovered unless you used the magic or those fountains, and it really bugged me. Because I don't think the player should be punished for having a bad run and hitting a checkpoint. Because, you know, everybody has bad runs. Every so often you get beat up. Every so often you lose more life than you'd like. It's just how games work. You know, you can't be on all the time. Every so often you have to be lazy or complacent. And that game just mercilessly punished you for it. And you would end up getting to the second phase of a boss fight and you would die in one hit. And the cool thing was, it kind of taught you how to fight the boss better because you couldn't afford mistakes, but sometimes you don't want it to be life or death of every hit. You know, games that kill you in one hit are generally the games I don't enjoy so much. But thank you for watching, and you take care now.